Liquid white is the foundation of almost all Bob Ross paintings. Today, I'll show you how to take that crucial first step into the wonderful world of wet-on-wet painting. This is Brushstrokes. Okay, glad you came back. I promised that I would explain everything I know about liquid white and how to put it on the canvas correctly so you'll have success with your paintings. This is just a plain old Bob Ross 18 by 24 double prime pre-stretch canvas. Interesting thing about Bob's canvases, they are a slight gray color, and you'll see here in just a sec. This is the liquid white oil paint. It does come in two sizes. This is just the larger jar here. One thing I can say is when you open this for the first time, it will have settled a little bit. You'll want to give it a good stir to get that oil up and get it all mixed in. So let's go with this. I'm just going to dip my 2-inch brush into the liquid white a little bit, and kind of a technique we do, we just plop it around at random, little spots on the canvas. Now there you can clearly see that it's white. The canvas is slightly gray. And what that does is it aids you to see where you may need some, to see where you maybe don't have good coverage. Now, what you'll see me doing here is I'm holding the brush way up here on the ferrule to give me a little bit of power, a little bit of strength. I have a habit of covering my corners first. If I need to dip into a little bit more of it, I'll go around and then I'll just come into the corner. You don't have to start at the corners. It's just a thing I do. I don't know why. And then I run it up and down the sides. And really scrubbing. You're not going to hurt the brushes. Because the goal here is just the thinnest possible amount you can get on there with good even coverage. One of the pitfalls is that if you get too much of this on, when you go to do things like mountains, things with the knife, it will create too slick of a ground, and your highlights and shadows will smear and you won't be happy. So very, very thin, thinner than you think. You can see how I'm really scrubbing that in. And it's always a nice comforting sound. You know you're going to start a painting when you hear that. Now these are natural bristle brushes. From time to time little pieces will break off. So just lift it off, wipe it on a paper towel, and keep going. If you have anything valuable laying under there, like a cell phone or anything your coffee, certainly, move that out of the way because little flecks of this will scatter. So if you notice, instead of flicking it, it's like I'm doing a figure 8 or an infinity symbol and really scrubbing at the same time. But if I maintain contact with the canvas, it's going to be less likely to repaint your room. Like I said, just dip into it again and put some more down there if you really think you need it. I'm not too worried that the bottom part has too much because generally there's water down there, not always, but if I get a little heavier at the bottom, that won't hurt anything. What I'm really concerned about is this area up here. Things like clouds and mountains done with the knife need that surface to be fully covered, but not any heavy buildup. So kind of a fun little test, I'll lay my brush down for this. We call it the 3-finger test. We press one here, here, and here, and then we look at our fingertips. Now you'll notice they're white, but I can still see fingerprint ridges around them. If I'm still seeing those fingerprint ridges, I've probably got the right amount on there. Just like that. And you can kind of even look, you'll see since it is gray, you'll see areas that might be a little bit weak. If it ever happens to you where you feel like it's too much or you've tested it and it's too much, just take a clean paper towel, give it a slight wipe down, re-smooth it out, and you're good to go. So that's about all I can think to tell you about liquid white that we use in a lot of Bob Ross's paintings. I hope that helps you with the application, and I hope that makes your painting a success. Get out there and have some fun painting. Until next time, happy painting and have a great day.